Greetings, Tino Blaine King here, the pioneer of Black pragmatism. Today I've got an extra special dose of Talk Black 360. We're finally going to be breaking down the transition of the Kushite Cultural Center into the new Woodmere Cafe. So I can't wait to go over that with you. You guys are going to enjoy the show. Sit back, plug in. Let's get it. Uhuru na nguvu.
No. You looking at a free black man.
Talk Black 360.
You want to know what a free black man look like? Look at me.
Uhuru na nguvu. Welcome to another dose of Talk Black 360. I am your host, Tino Blaine King, the Kool-Aid and Kush, the pioneer of Black pragmatism. I've got some exciting information to share with you today. We're going to be talking about the transition from the Kushite Cultural Center to the Woodmere Cafe. I wanted to make sure that I got the opportunity to do this podcast, and I've been trying to get it done for several weeks now, probably months even. So those of you who aren't familiar, before it was the Woodmere Cafe, I operated out of that space, the Kushite Cultural Center. The Kushite Cultural Center was designed to create a safe space for Black people, for Africans to come together and to develop the ideas and the concepts and the culture that we needed to be able to properly combat the system that we're living in. So in doing that, there were some very foundational principles that was created inside of the space. We had the concept of being stronger together, the African proverb of if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go with others. We also shared some foundational principles, like when we had the Kemetic or the Nile Valley culture class that was done by our Kemetic priest. He shared something very important. He said at the center of all African spiritual systems was the Black family, man, woman, and child. And what is important about that is some of the foundational principles that were developed in the center that we put together, and it became the foundation of what we call an African-centered education. And we took that African-centered education and developed the African-centered curriculum. We taught it to the youth for generational advancement in the Saturday school that we put together. And then we also taught it in our African enrichment summer camp that we had as well while the center was open. At the point that the cultural center began to marry business to the concept of empowerment, we ran into some obstacles. But one of the greatest mistakes ever made happened at that point in time. We realized that in the sense of trying to help the people and to connect to the people and grow concepts that would be beneficial to us, that you also have to, like the OJs used to say, give the people what they want. And we uncovered a great potential for a business there. And then this happened. And when this happened, I realized that I had to find someone whose motivation and desires was to build and grow a business, but to have that business to perform as if it was born out of the cultural center. And when we went out, or when I went out and began to look for someone, I stumbled upon the most perfect scenario. Remember in that post, I was saying that we had to find someone to bless, because the ancestors had told me that we needed to bless someone with this opportunity. And that is where we found the Bridges family. And I want to tell you a little bit about the Woodmere Cafe that they opened up and are currently running in that space. It is a family-operated, Black-owned business. They have great soul food, wonderful service. They've expanded now to a banquet facility. that has moved into a space that we didn't occupy when the cultural center was there. They have a strong philosophy of giving back to the community and building with the community. The school drive, they were able to give 750 backpacks to the kids in the surrounding area. Their fundraising efforts for the families in need in the surrounding area has been exemplary. They wrote a check in the amount of $8,000 for the family that was in desperate need after several of the children in the family were murdered due to some mental illness in the family. But they were able to really contribute to that. They gave away 100 bicycles for the Christmas holiday, just to give to the less fortunate and those who were in need. They're currently working on building a business networking group for business owners or aspiring business owners in the community, and so much more. So, having given them that resume, I was so honored to be able to catch up with Mr. Bridges and sit down with him for a few minutes. I want you to go ahead and take a look at what happened in that interview. Uhuru family. All right, so I'm standing out here in front of Woodmere Cafe. Nothing new, somewhere I always am. But what we're about to do is try to catch up with Steve Bridges, or Buddy as we all know him, and see if we can finally get this interview that we've been trying to get for the last 2 or 3 months. All right, so stay tuned. Let's go see what we can find out. Hey, Janisha. All right, as usual, always cooking, always doing something. Man, stay busy. I'm gonna see if I can steal him away from the stove real quick, and if we can get a few words with him. Stay tuned. All right, I finally got him. I knew it took a while for me to catch up with him, but always busy. I finally was able to grab him and bring him into this temporary set to ask him a couple questions about Woodmere Cafe. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together out there in podcast world for our good friend Steve Bridges. Good, man. I know you're busy. I ain't gonna keep you that long. I just wanted to touch base because I spoke in this podcast about all of the great things that you guys are doing here at the cafe. So since we're kind of pressed for time, is there anything, if you just had to put a little phrase together, that you want people to know about Woodmere Cafe?
A business is the extension, really, of the community.
You know, I kind of expected you to say that. So, and that was the philosophy that we had when I had the cultural center here. What are you finding that you probably need to change or improve on, or anything that you would like the community to do, maybe to support you guys?
I mean, come out, keep coming, support.
Yeah. You guys just did a trunk or treat. So I saw you gave a lot back to the community in that manner with the kids.
We had the kids. They had really, a lot of the kids came out.
Yeah.
Even though it was cold, but it was nice. We did it for the kids. Had free hot dogs and everything, food.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So what about other stuff that y'all do? Wasn't y'all involved some kind of way in a situation where those kids had gotten killed in Terrytown?
It was a fundraiser. Well, all the money we made, it went to the family.
Wow.
So I think we gave them over like a $8,000 check.
Wow. And you know what? I guess that kind of encapsulates what you were saying about the business being a part of the community. And that's the thing that a lot of black-owned businesses, I think, are missing. They want the money from the community, but you guys have only been here how long?
Should be just hitting a year.
Just hitting a year, and so it's I guess it's safe to say that you guys came in giving back before you even got started, just to show, I guess, your appreciation.
If we ain't got the community,
yeah,
the business ain't gonna stay open.
Right, right. Man, well, that makes all the sense in the world. So you guys, you played it forward. You gave first.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the community to kind of do their part, come in and support. And you know, I guess we probably, because I'm here a lot myself, and I don't think we should be speaking from a position of saying that the community is not here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, every time I come here, you know,
They here.
They definitely here. So, man, that's a blessing. I'm glad to see that the business is striving. The other thing is it's a family environment that you guys project. Tell me a little bit about that part of it. What family is involved? Like, how do you?
Oh, it's really like close family, first cousins, aunties, and stuff like that.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it ain't easy working with them, but
Not gonna imagine.
we get it done. We love each other. We get it done, but everything is all.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So when I came in the door, of course, I saw Janisha. I'm always messing with her. I spoke to her. Y'all related, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are.
So that's yours.
That's my cousin.
That's your cousin.
Yeah.
That's your cousin.
That's my cousin.
Awesome. So you really do have a lot of the immediate family.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that in the work that I do, I try to express to people how important it is for family to come together.
Right.
And also in my work in African studies, we know that the family is the center of all African spiritual systems.
Yeah.
So before there was any traditional religions, Africans studied their own spiritual systems, and all of their spiritual systems was based on the family. So you guys are actually exemplary to that particular fact.
Yeah.
Man, that's courageous. But look, anything else, because I know you got to go, is there anything else that you might want me to mention to the people or cover that you might think is important for them to know?
Come and support. Good food, good vibes, good people, and everything gonna be good.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening. All right, buddy. Well, thank you, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate the time. Uhuru family. I'll be talking to y'all soon. You know there's only one thing you have to do when you're following the podcast. That's stay strong and stay black. Ashe?
Ashe.
All right, buddy.
This has been another dose of Talk Black 360.
No. You will never be enslaved again by no man.